What's goody? We're gonna take it back to the old school. What's goody? Good, 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 y'all. That's what A Ward I used to introduce the show back in the day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. No matter where you may find yourself as you listen to this and you tune into the only sports podcast with brains and bars. It's a black and white thing featuring A1 and A Ward. You can check out every episode of It's a Black and White Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice, searching for It's a Black and White Thing or Brains and Bars, and like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Leave a review, give us 5 stars. You can check us out on YouTube by going to the Black and White YouTube channel, searching Brains and Bars, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. You can also follow us on social media by going to the searching out the It's a Black and White Thing fan page by going to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Brains and Bars. Like, share, subscribe there as well. I'm most active on Twitter, so if you are a Twitter guy, I'm never calling it X. It's always going to be Twitter for me. You can check me out there as well. Check out in my guys' absence, you can check out A Ward. I believe it's IAM_A Ward. You can check him out on Twitter. And I believe that might be the same for his Instagram. Please forgive me. I apologize for not knowing my friends' socials. Hey, forgive me. I can't know everything, right? Anyway, we got a interesting show. I'm on my solo dolo tip tonight because A Ward is out doing things. She's got a battle coming up this weekend. Shout out to Jay, that guy. He's taking on Gwitty. Nasty. The album will be in the building. This is happening in Kansas City. If you know Ward, you know he battles mostly out of town. He's mostly taking away games, so he got an opportunity to have a home game. He jumped at the opportunity. Shout out to Jay, that guy, for putting this together. T-Top's going to be in the building. Marasha's going to be in the building, battling as well. Jay, that guy, will be battling on that card as well. So pull up if you're in the Kansas City or surrounding metro areas, or even if, Omaha, St. Louis, man. St. Louis always shows love for KC battle rap. So, yeah, like I said, if you anywhere close by, if you can be there, beat us there. Don't meet us there. I hope I said that right. I don't know if I did or not. But anyway, got an interesting show lined up for you tonight. We're going to talk NFL. We're going to talk college football. But we're going to begin. Shout out to the homie Los. He says, any Cowboys disrespect, and I'm reporting this stream as hateful speech. Here's one thing you got to know about me. The only people I got slander for real in real life is Russell West. I'm gonna say Russell Westbrook, not the Brody. Russell Wilson, excuse me. Shout out to Mama Ward in the building. Appreciate you as always. Hope you're doing well. I only have slander for Russell Wilson. That's the only athlete that I slander. And I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't talk about this when it happened in real time, but I am the original Russell Wilson hater. I'm the OG. I built this, me, brick by brick. You know what I'm saying? I started this barbecue hate business of Russell Wilson. I started this, me. And it has been not as fun to slander Russell Wilson these days because it has become high fashion. It's become the in thing to do to make fun of Russell Wilson. This is like seeing your favorite artist go hit the mainstream, right? So as a Drake fan, like I'm a day one Drake fan. I was the one running around telling people, y'all need to go get on Drake. And when he finally blew up, when he crossed over, when Best Thing I Ever Had goes crazy on radio, goes crazy on Billboard, all this good stuff, right? I'm upset because now this artist that I've championed, that what I felt like was mine, now I have to share him with the entire world. And Best I Ever Had was like, okay, good radio single, but not even close to top 5 best songs on that mixtape, right? Lowe says it's kind of ironic that you don't like Russell Wilson. Yes, because I probably would be Russell Wilson with a little bit more swagger, though, right? I'd be a little bit more authentic if I was Russell. Let's just keep it a buck. I'd be a little bit more authentic. But yeah. So to see it become high fashion to slander Russell West. I'm gonna say Westbrook again. To slander Russell Wilson is a little sad to me because it's taking all the fun out of it. And the way that he was treated this year by Sean Payton, turning him into a martyr of sorts, really has taken the fun out of slandering Russell Wilson. So, we're gonna get to the Cowboys. I said all that to say I am a truth teller. Like I don't go out of my way to slander people or teams or groups unless it's warranted, right? But we got a lot of things we're going to get into tonight. But first, I want to start by jumping to the world of music and hip hop, because this was something that I found to be interesting to me. You had Mos Def on a podcast that, at least, I don't know if this was in the last week or so, but on this podcast, he was asked a question about Drake. And so I wanted to address a little bit of that because, as I said, I consider myself one of the original Drake fans. Like I was out here when Room for Improvement dropped, right? So if you listen to the show, I think I talked about this when his latest project dropped. I thought it was a good album. I didn't think it was a great album. I thought it was a good album. So I just want to play this clip. Now this is from the Cutting Room Floor podcast. Young ladies interviewing Mos Def, and she asked him the question of, does he consider Drake to be hip hop, right? So I'm gonna play this clip. I'm gonna actually add it. We're gonna watch it together. All right. So here we go. Let me get there. Excuse me.
Like, is Drake hip hop?
Why are you doing this to me? Drake is pop to me. In the sense, like, if I was in Target in Houston and I heard a Drake song, it feels like a lot of his music is compatible with shopping.
Commercial music.
Or it's
Commercial music,
shopping with an edge in certain instances.
Sure, I like Drake's music, but I understand exactly what you're saying.
Of course, I mean,
it's commercial, entertaining, fun, good, it's formulaic music.
It's likable
music, yeah.
It's likable.
So I want to stop here for just a second, right? So I know a lot of people have said Mos Def is hating. He's like, he's just mad because he never blew up like that, and I'm like, whoa, wait, sorry. The guy who gave us Black on Both Sides. We're not doing this. We're not doing this, right? Like we're not going to slander Mos Def in that way. All right. Or Yasiin Bey. I'm gonna look, his mama call him Mos Def, I'm gonna call him Mos Def. But this comment says Mos Def said something true and it came off disrespectful. Drake fans definitely shop at Target. I do shop at Target. Is my wife one of her favorite places? I use the little pickup John all the time. I pull up, let them know I'm here. They bring the stuff out to me. I turn around, I go back to the crib. But it was a true statement. Like, Drake has gotten to the point where when he releases an album, it's probably going to be about 20 to 25, maybe 27 tracks. And he is giving you something for everybody, right? He's giving you something for everybody. I'm going to remove this for just a second. He's giving you rapidy raps, right? You're going to get an 8 a.m. in Charlotte. He's going to give you big man tings, Drake. You're going to get some UK grime sound in there. You're going to get some Caribbean rhythms, some jams in there. You're going to get some R&B records in there, right? And it's going to be centered around how much of a boss he is, how much money he makes, how he can't find love, how he can't trust anybody. Like, it's going to be around all of these topics. This is who he's been now for some time. And I know there was a lot of discussion about whether or not his music why he hasn't evolved, quote unquote. But that's not the point I'm here to talk about tonight. The point I'm here to make here is, yes, Mos Def is right. This is music that is catering to different groups. And so if you rock with Drake, if you like Drake, then yes, some people are going to tune in for the rhythms. Some people are going to go straight for the big man tings. Other people are going to go for the rapid rap. People are going to go for the R&B. You're going to have all these different people who come to Drake for different things. No different than going to your local Target or store, right? When you go to the store, you go to the section that you want to go to. Doesn't mean you won't visit other sections and purchase and patronize there, but you go to what you need and what you want. So again, from at this point, I'm not mad at anything that Mos Def has had to say. So I'm gonna bring him back bring him back to the stage. Let him continue. Continue, Mos.
But is it? I'm gonna leave you alone. We're gonna move on.
So many products.
So many SKUs.
So many SKUs. Look at all these SKUs.
All these SKUs.
Oh, so many products.
So much merchandising. So
many barcodes. Everything. Everything's here.
Again,
everything here. Oh,
they have everything here. I mean, like, I'm not mad at this.
It's great.
Now, this is the hate. This is the hate right
Drake,
here. This is the hate.
You hear it? It's great. Okay. What happens when this thing collapses? What happens when the columns start buckling? Are we not in some early stage of that at this present hour? Are we seeing like the collapse of the empire? Buying and selling, where's the message that I can use?
Right.
What's in it for your audience apart from like banging the pom-poms?
Like, is Drake hip hop?
All right. Enough, Mos. So yes, Los, Drake is an easy target to hate on. But beyond that, though, I think to me, the most important part of his message there is the end, right? When he's saying, what happens when this thing falls apart? Now, I feel like maybe he's making this is almost a double, right? Because I feel like on one end, he's talking about Drake. What happens when this empire crumbles? And I think that with this particular album, I think you started to see some cracks in the foundation are something that can be unnoticed at first, but if left unaddressed, then you start to see the changes in how, say, your door shuts, right? You start to see these cracks as they widen. You see, like, on the outside of your house, how things are coming apart, right? But it doesn't start out that way. It starts out as something small and it grows. And so I do think on a certain level with Drake, from an album standpoint, solo albums, because I do think Her Loss was a dope album, really good album with 21 Savage. I think you're starting to see a little bit of the cracking in the foundation of people looking at Drake as when he drops, it's an event. It is something that we talk about for weeks on end. We're listening for this. Now, I will say this. The 5 tracks he released for the deluxe album, them were bangers. You had people saying, where was this? Where was this when you dropped the first time, right? So, I mean, obviously, Drake still has it in him to produce really good, high-quality music. I think for me, as an early Drake fan, I think I want to, as I said before, I do want to see that growth. I do want to see more introspection, because that is what honestly got people to really buy into his music, right? Was the level of introspection he had about his career, how it affected him and his family, how it affected him and the people that he became cool with within the industry. And so if we could get something, in my opinion, that is not as lengthy, we don't need 29 tracks. We don't need 25. Give us 12 to 15 of your best music and we go from there, right? So I think there is still hope for Drake. Yes, there are cracks in the foundation, but I think that he is still going to have a hold on this industry for at least another, I'd say 3 to 5 years. And it all depends on whenever he drops next. And he said he's going to take some time off. He's going on tour now with J. Cole. I might go see him when he comes to Kansas City. Ticket prices got to drop just a little bit for your boy, though. But it'll be interesting to see the next time he drops the project, one, what the subject matter is, how many tracks is he dropping, and is he simply going to give us more of who he is? Because here's the thing. Mos Def makes this point about Drake being pop, and yes, this is true. He's pop. He is a part of pop. If you don't know, people, is short for popular culture. He's popular. Again, when he drops, he's hitting number 1 on Billboard every time, right? Multiple songs in the top 100 every time. So yes, he's pop. Now, I want to hit the latter part of what Mos Def said about what's in it for the consumer. And I think that to me is that's the part of his message that we need to focus on, because I do think we have gotten to this space in music, and shout out to Clock Radio Speakers or Armand and Doc. They have I posted this on my stories on IG and Facebook about people are just making music because it is something to do, right? It's time to release an album. Here's an album. Here's something for TikTok. Here's something for social media. Here's something for IG. We're going to go do a tour. But people are not making music that has something in it for the fans to connect to beyond surface level stuff, right? And so when Mos Def talks about, is this thing crumbling? I think he's talking about not only Drake, but I think he's taking a subtle dig at pop music and what we consider to be the top hip hop names, right? Are you going to make something of substance that people can, that has more than just, this is just my favorite artist dropping something, I'm going to ride with it, whether you like it or not? Now, I do think as long as people wander the earth, we have people on this earth, pop music will never die, because there's always going to be someone who's going to be around for a Sexy Red. There's always going to be someone who's around for a Dirk, who's around for an NBA Youngboy. Like, as long as we live, young people are going to keep popular music afloat, right? That high art, that bourgeois, bougie backpack, we want our music to mean something and have this deep level of meaning to it. That is going to be for the adults. Not to say that young people can't be into music with the message that has substance. Because look, I'm 41 and I'll turn on some Nicki. I'll put on some Ray Shrimmer. I still bump Ray Shrimmer's first 2 albums. Still in rotation. And shout out to the homie Lowe's. People don't want substance. They don't. They do. I'm not going to say they don't. I'm not going to say they don't. But they gravitate towards music that maybe makes them move more so than think. And this has always been my critique of Kendrick Lamar. I feel like Kendrick Lamar makes music that sonically sounds amazing. The content is dope. The message is dope. But he does not make music that necessarily, if you want to have a party, if you want to move and you don't want to think, like even the success of a song like Swimming Pools, I feel like people miss the entirety of the purpose of the song Swimming Pools, right? Swimming Pools has a deep message to it, but it had a nice beat. It was a radio hit. People like to move to it. And when it came on, pull up, drank, right? Like people are like, oh yeah, let me get a shot. But that's exactly the thing that he's talking about, right? Being a problem of mass consumption of alcohol, right? So I'm again, I don't think pop culture will ever collapse because people will always gravitate towards mindless music. No matter your age group, people will always gravitate towards it. But I don't think Mos Def, there was some hate, but I think there were some poignant points in there that people can take from that beyond his critique of Drake. All right, so let me know what y'all think, man. What y'all think about Drake? Do you like him, hate him? What do you think about Mos Def's comments? Hit us up at Brains and Bars on Twitter. Let's get into this sports, man, because I've delved enough into the world of pop culture. All right, so